You know what I mean? There's like there's some thinking involved, like a puzzle game even. There's a right way to play a puzzle game, right? But there's some thinking involved of like, okay, how do I solve this puzzle? That's the fun. You don't get that from this. I mean, you just don't. Do I have a fight? 366. I don't know if I'll win, but wait, is that? I wish I'd come up faster. There we go. Okay. Oh, well, there's that. Holy crap. Oh, yeah. Not doing great. It really is. I don't want to like be repeating myself here. And I'm sure it already sounds like I just hate this game. But oh, this guy I've already been in. Like now I'm being introduced to this guy who I was supposed to have known about a while ago. That probably dropped me down. Yep. Let's get that clothesline. And that triple punch will be good soon. I need to work out a bit. Oh, did I spar today? I don't think I did. Never mind, I guess I did. It's a comfy enough game, I guess. Mostly due to the music. I'm still a fan of this music, and the art style's nice. Nice butts. That's always a plus. Broken leg will get rid of it soon. It'll wear off. I think my biggest problem with the game isn't even all these complaints I'm having. No, that's not true. Let me phrase that another way. Another problem on top of these problems I've been talking about is the fact that this could be a much better game. Like the fact that this is a great idea, has a lot of potential. It just didn't really follow through with it. Which is disappointing. I've heard of another game. It's some karate game. I don't know the name. I know it has karate in the name. But I hear it's a pretty similar concept to this. And actually there was a review on Steam of this game. The reviews I think were generally positive for this game. But one of them said, you know, yeah, it's okay. Or it might have even said it was bad. I don't remember. But it said, play this instead. And I guess it's a similar idea, but with karate, and maybe there's more involved. But then I go to there, and there's reviews saying it's not very good either, so who knows. But I might give that a shot. Because I think I really like the idea. I think it's a good idea. And if these guys make another game... Because what was that development studio said at the beginning? It was some like no-name development studio. I really don't remember what it was. And if they make another game, I'd probably play it. If they made a Punch Club 2. And I mean, there's the thing. They clearly listen to feedback. Because everybody said they hated the stat decay. That was like the #1 complaint in all the reviews I read. Was the stat decay. And so what did they do? They gave you an option not to have stat decay. It breaks the game, sure, so it's not much of a solution, but clearly they're listening to the people who are playing the games, and that's not nothing. But who knows? Maybe I'm just too cynical. Maybe that's it. And I mean, I do want to make it perfectly clear. I'm enjoying myself. At least a small bit. I just don't know how much of that is temporary, how much of that is optimism about where the game's going, or anything like that. I'm optimistically pessimistic, if that makes any sense, which I know it doesn't. Let's go here. And I think that's part of it, is just that if this game was a terrible idea, then I wouldn't be so upset about it having these flaws. Because it'd be like, well, they did their best. You know, you couldn't have expected more. It's not a bad game. It's alright. But instead, we've got a game that could have been really good, but it's not too much. Yeah. Also, this stat decay is getting real here, to where, like, I am losing stuff faster than I'm gaining it, almost. Let's eat first, because I think that affects it. Also, I'm really low on energy. I probably should have taken the bus, just so I had enough. Also, I should not have eaten that second meat. That was dumb. Mood is quite low. Okay, well, what does that have to do with sleeping? Paperclip. Oh, get up, get up, get up, get up! Oh, okay, good. I gotta do this fight. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Bob Dredson again. Well, I mean, this will be easy. Very easy, in fact. Maybe I should switch out that block for something. And just deal maximum damage. Oh, I still knocked him out in one round, so... Oh, I got 5th place, really? I'm beating Bob? Yeah, look at that. Wasn't there one of these? Huh, okay. Interesting. Next will be Lenny Muskovitz. I think I could pretty easily beat him too. Let's do that sparring. I wonder how hard it'd be to make a game like this. I wonder what they made it in. Because I bet you could make a game like this in even Game Maker or Unity or something. I'm not trying to throw an insult at him. But I'm just saying, like, I bet you probably could. I know that sounds like an insult, like, oh, this game looks like it was made in Unity or Game Maker. But I'm just saying, realistically, I mean, Hotline Miami was made in Game Maker, right? That's one of my, I love that game. So it's not an insult. However, all of the complaints could be taken as insults, because they basically are. I guess here's a way to say it. This game, as far as I can tell, and I'm optimistic in as far as I'm thinking it might get more depth to it as it goes on. That'll still be a problem, but if it improves later on, I can at least tell people, you know, hey, it gets better. But I don't think it will. And in the state it's in, I can say at least it's a grind, but it's not a bad grind. Like, if you like grinds, play it, because it's one of the better ones. It's got good music, it's got nice stuff to look at while you're waiting around. Not much, I mean, just 2 things. But yeah, it's it could be worse. I know that doesn't sound like a great compliment for any game, but it kind of is. It could be worse. If you like grinding, well, if you like grinding, you're probably willing to put up with a lot worse. But this isn't. This is a nice little game. And I know that might sound condescending, and that's because it is. I don't think very highly of this game. I don't know if you can tell that. I don't know if that's coming through. And it partially has to do with the fact that I had high hopes. And maybe they were unfounded. Maybe that's unfair. That doesn't change the fact, though. That is some brutal stat decay. Like, I need to get in and train, like, right now. Just so I can keep that up. Which, it's realistic. Oh, I don't have any money. Also realistic. Not that realism makes or breaks a game in any way. But, it's a little plus. A little thing you can write on the review. Well, that's realistic. It's one of the pros. This bugs me to no end, though. Can I say that? Actually, is this a I bet this game's on mobile. I bet this game is on mobile. That would explain a lot. Yeah. I bet that there's a mobile version of this. It was probably a mobile game first. And looking at it in that light, even the little dot things, they look like stuff from like a Game Dev Tycoon or something. Looking at it in that light, not a bad mobile game. If that's what it is. If it's not, I mean, that's a huge insult that I thought it was. That should tell you something. But if it is, I mean, it's not the worst. By far. By far not the worst. And honestly, probably one of the better ones. Not that I play a lot of mobile, but that's because there are not a lot of better ones. Yeah, that actually, everything adds up when you put it in that light. Is that guy? Oh, I thought he was doing 2, but he's doing 1, and then he's got his hand out like. That's a little weird right there. That's a little. Oh wait, there's a fight. Should be able to beat this guy. Alright, I was thinking about trying 2-punch, but no, doesn't matter. Holy crap. Sign up for the next one. Yeah, what's my league position? The same, I guess. Yeah, and I'm not even going to fight one of these higher up guys. I'll be fighting that same guy I just beat up, which, that's no fun. Let's get that triple punch. Muscle memory would be nice. I also don't have any of those ability things, the active skill things. I think it might be worth picking up one pretty soon here. Let's work a little bit. I'm pretty hungry though. I guess I should eat. Yeah. That'll do for now. I hear this game isn't long, which shouldn't be a bonus. Well, no, that's not entirely true. Games that aren't very long, I usually enjoy. So I almost would put that as a plus, because some games just overstay their welcome. I think Bravely Default is a good example of that. I don't know if you guys have played it. It's an RPG on the 3DS. I assume most people have heard of it, but maybe you haven't played it. It's a really good RPG, and I think I'd even recommend it to people who don't play RPGs, because it's just fun, and they fix a lot of the little problems with RPGs, because you can like the battles can be sort of fast forwarded, but there's also all sorts of interesting things you can do, like pausing time and these special abilities, and you can change the encounter rate and basically like change the difficulty of the game at any time, and all this stuff that just makes it a much more enjoyable game, and a game where you don't have to grind. I mean, that's in an RPG, that's pretty big. And it just makes it fun, and there's actually like strategy to it, whereas some RPGs it's just like you unlock new skills, and then those skills they're just better than what you had before, so I guess I have to do this now. Yeah. You know, but the skills are just better than what you had before, so it's not like there's any decision making in like bad RPGs. But then there are good RPGs like Bravely Default where your decisions matter. You can get synergies with your skills to get your team working better. Different attacks that you choose in the battles actually matter. There's risk and reward. It's a really fun game. I know I'm ignoring this, but I honestly don't care. You can read it if you like. But Bravely Default, I really like the game. Until, and I'll try not to spoil anything, until about halfway or so. This might be almost minor spoilers. I'll say that, because I do think people should play this game. But this is very minor. About halfway into the game, but you think you're done with the game about. I'll come back later, because I honestly don't care. It's okay, it's at a point in the game, also I don't have good things to do that right now. It's at a point in the game where you think you're basically done, or at least I thought. The game seemed to be winding to a halt, like it was almost done, and I'd really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good length too, but it turns out you're only halfway through the game, and then you have to sort of backtrack almost. And you have to backtrack a few times too, and it, like, you've already put in like 20 or 30 hours at this point into the game, and all fun. I mean, a great 20 to 30 hours, but then you have to almost like double that in almost doing stuff you've already done to some extent, and the story doesn't really go anywhere further because there's like a twist kind of thing. I don't even know if twist might not be the best word. There's things that happen, but they happen slowly, and you kind of see them coming, and it's almost like the game really doesn't like, hey, this is what's happening. We're gonna keep telling you until you realize this is what's happening. It's like, I know it's happening. And the game just goes on for like twice as long as it should, and by the end of the game, I just don't want to play it anymore. And that's not even, like, I like the ending. I like how the game ends, other than, you know, the 10 to 15 hours in between the middle of the game and the ending are just garbage and should not have been there. And if they just cut them out or made a very shortened version of them, it would just be an altogether better game. And there's no two ways about it. Like, it would just be better. Shorter, yeah, but more fun. People would actually get through it. And because the first time I played it, I didn't beat it. The first time I played, even though I loved the game, I didn't beat it the first time I played it because I just didn't want to play it anymore. And that's not good when it's a legitimately good game. I just got bored. I mean, eventually I came back to it and sort of powered through it, and that's not a thing you want to be saying about a game, unless it's sort of a fun sort of challenge, but that's not the case either. Oh, there's one of those flowers. But that's not the case either, because at that point I've kind of already had certain synergies figured out to where my team was pretty good, and that's fun to mess around with. But yeah, I think that's a good example of a game that's good, real good, but overstays its welcome. And so I hear this game is short-ish, so hopefully it doesn't fall into that. And I think that is a legitimate plus. It can ruin a game. I don't know if Bravely Default is ruined in any way, but it does make it worse. Who's this man with the red eye? Yeah, that's a good question. Was it the guy who killed his father? Turn on his island. Oh. Okay. Let's get some sparring in. Oh, my health was low. I didn't realize. It's sparring, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I should probably get another active skill, so I can get some of that boxing punch in. Oh, that's pretty strong. Maybe I'll just... Let me see how this boxing punch works out. Maybe I'll just hit him a lot. Get some combos or something. It doesn't seem like it. Still beat him pretty easy, but it didn't seem much better. I like... This is minor, but I like that it gave me that little thing when it... the little exclamation point, like, hey, you can unlock a new thing. It's minor, and it would have, you know, it definitely should be there, but it's nice. I need strength 8. Ooh, that might be... I might just get that next. Yeah, I think I'm going to work out until my strength is 8, and then get the strength 8 thing. Pay the entry fee, yes. And you know, these games, this game doesn't have a lot of character either. And I don't mean character as in like art style or that kind of thing. It has that, I guess. I mean like characters. Like the characters don't have any character. Because they're all just cliches. And I don't think it does enough to make it funny. It's just a little too referential. I don't think you needed... and I feel pretty strongly about this. I don't think you need any sort of references, for one, in any game. But they can be, you know, fun little Easter egg things. But when it's in your face like this, it almost just draws you out of the game, and it'd be better without it. And it's a crutch, really, because your game should be good enough that I don't need to be reminded about other things, other games, other movies, whatever. I shouldn't have to be reminded of those so that those two things are associated, because that's the idea. If they really thought this through. They might not have. They might have just thought these little nods were fun. That's fine. In a game that I liked a little bit better, I wouldn't mind it so much, like Fallout or something. But, anyway. These little nods, like I was saying, they're, you shouldn't need them in your game. Your game should be something that other things nod. You know what I mean? Like, you should be striving to... Is there something with better endurance? Jump rope? Probably jump rope. You should be striving to have a game that stands on its own. But I don't think this game is trying to do that. This is more speed, it looks like. Now, if you haven't got it by now, I'm a pretty nitpicky little fucker, so... you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. I'll probably say at the end whether or not I recommend for you to play this. Currently, right now, I would say no. Still, I'm optimistic. I probably sound like a broken record here. I'll stop. I'll hold further judgments for a little while here. Let's just stay happy, man. If you turn your brain off, every game's a good game, right? Just don't think about it. Just, I'm playing a game. I'm having a good time. There's something to think about. That's what you gotta do. You gotta take on that mindset. And with that, I think I'm going to call it an episode. I realize I've been going on for a very long time. I'll probably just split this in half, actually. But that is where I'll call it. So I will see you guys next time.